skincare haul. I purchased more of these. Currently reading Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, review of the ACOTAR series. When I read Fairy was hunting, I thought she was a he. Hello, good morning. I hope you're having a good day. So as you just saw, it is still the morning and I just worked out. Now I'm doing my skincare. I have to do this quickly because I have to go and make lunch. I have to tell you, I really need to it's not to get a better morning routine because I really like my morning routine. I wake up, I read a little bit, I work out. That it is already set on my morning routine and I love it. But what I have to change it is start waking up early, and I want to wake up early. And when I say early, it's not like 6 a.m. because I know if I woke up at that time, I would feel like a zombie and not well rested. I want to wake up at a time that I feel well rested and it is actually easy to leave the bed. I feel like I spend a lot of time between the time that I wake up and leave the bed and go make breakfast. So I need to get better at that. But right now I'm doing my skincare. I already use my answers. I'm using this one. I love it. I think it is good. I really need hydration because my skin, it is a little bit dry, mainly my forehead, and also a little bit sensitive. And now I'm starting trying to use this vitamin C from the same brand that Essence. I started using this yesterday because that's when my package arrived with my skincare. And I really don't like the smell of this vitamin C, but oh well. And for my hydrating, I'm using right now this sample. I had a few of these La Roche-Posay sample, so I'm just using this right now because I feel like if I don't use it, it would be a waste of product, and I really don't like to feel that I waste like skincare products. So, and I'm finishing my morning skincare with this sunscreen from Beauty of Johnson. I already have to cut it to be able to use all the product. I went really quickly through this sunscreen, but I don't know, maybe it is because I'm being more consistent with my skincare. I'm also trying to be better at taking care of my hands. I saw a post that the first signs that you are aging, usually people see like on the neck, because usually people take really good care of their faces, but they forgot about the neck and also their hands. So I'm putting hand cream every night and day, and also I'm putting sunscreen on my hands every morning. So hopefully in this way you won't see the aging signs as early as you would see if I wouldn't take all this care. But honestly, I feel that I go this extra mile with my skincare because like taking care of my hands and doing very consistently my morning and night skincare and all that, because I just love. I think it is a good way to feel that I'm taking care of myself and to feel pretty every single day. And I don't know, it just makes me feel really good. So I love to go this extra mile and taking my time doing all these steps. So as I told you, it's already lunchtime, so I'm going to make that quickly. I already washed all the dishes that were in the sink. I'm going to do fried fish. I'm not very excited for this meal, but hopefully it tastes good because I never did this before. I'm trying to empty the freezer just because to make sure that everything that we put in there, we are using it and anything gets spoiled in there. So I'm just Making those food that usually you only do when you have nothing else to do. This is exactly it. I think I told you, like when I was doing my skincare, that I did a skincare. I order more skincare basically. So I'm just going to do a little skincare haul. I love watching these types of videos just to see what people are buying, what skincare. So I'm very excited to show you all the things. The website I have been ordering my skincare, it was with everything with 15% off. So I thought it was a perfect time to buy some things and some extra things. I purchased more of these Biodense face masks. I only had one more and I tried this in the beginning of this month and I love it so much. Also, in the face masks, I decided to purchase and try a similar one to the Biodance, but from Medicube. These ones are the pink collagen gel mask. So I think they are basically the same as the other. I just wanted to try a similar one, but from a different brand. As I showed you before, this is just the package, but I purchased a vitamin C serum from this brand that I cannot say the name. Wanted my vitamin C had also hyaluronic acid, and this one has it, so that's why I purchased this one. I also purchased this retinol from Some by Me. I have been using this retinol probably for the past month and a half. I've been really liking, so I decided to repurchase it. And from things that I already have and I decided to repurchase it is this essence from Haru Wonder. I really like to use this essence at night. I think it is hydrating and I just love it because I feel that this essence make such a big difference, mainly in winter, because as I already told you, my skin, it is dry, it is sensitive, and I always have to finish my night skincare with a really strong cream, something that is really moisturizing. However, I feel that was not enough, and since I started using this essence, I feel that my skin, it is way more moisturizer. It really helps me, again, mainly in winter, but I keep using it even during summer. I had to change my battery, but as I was saying, I repurchased this eye cream. I really like it because it's very moisturizer, and also this helps with fine lines, and I want an eye cream that doesn't have retinol because I was afraid that using eye cream with retinol was going to be too strong since I have a sensitive skin. So I've been using this for what, 4 months, 5 months, I really don't know, but I really like it. It's very moisturizing, which is perfect for me, and plus it helps with fine lines, which is perfect. And now I'm showing you new products that I purchased and I never tried, so I'm very curious about this. I purchased this cleanser from Round Lab. I heard it is very good, this brand, so I'm very curious to try this cleanser. I also purchased this soothing cream from Skin 1004. I never tried this one, but I'm very curious to try because I heard a lot of good things about their skincare, and I'm very curious to try this out. I'm not going to try now during summer. I purchased this to use during winter as a morning moisturizer. I was going to purchase the Dynasty cream from Beauty of Johnson, however, it was sold out. Then I found this one and I thought to give this a try. I never tried also the Dynasty cream, but I have been very curious to try it. Another moisturizer that I purchased and I'm very curious to try out, it is this one. I know this brand has one that is very famous, that is the 345, if I'm not wrong, but I started searching it and I learned that the 345 is more for oily skin, if I'm not wrong, and this one, it is for people that have more sensitive and also dry skin. So I purchased this one. I really want to try this, but I'm only going to use this in winter because I really like the moisturizer that I use at night. However, I use that during the winter and I feel that I needed something stronger. I think for summer it is perfect, has my night cream, but during winter I really need a more heavy cream that it helps me to repair the barrier of my skin. So that's why I purchased this one. Do I have something else? Yeah. And I also purchased this, the 6 peptide skin booster. I purchased this and I intend to give this to my boyfriend because I'm trying to get him into skincare, not as much as me, because I don't think he would be thrilled about 5 or 4 step skincare. I know that with him is the easiest and the simple the best. But he's trying now, he's starting using moisturizer daily, which is good. And I would just love to make sure that beside the moisturizer, he would use a sunscreen during the morning, which he hates. And during night, I would love that he uses serum and also a moisturizer. So I think it will be easy for him to add this to his routine during night. But I really know he hates to use sunscreen on the face, so that's going to be that's a harder mission to accomplish. But this is my skincare haul. I had here some products that I repurchased that I already tried and honestly I love, and I have been loving all of the products that I have been using, but I was curious to try others and that's why I purchased also new ones. I love talking about skincare and all that, so you probably will heard some review on some vlog of mine about this new skincare when I try it. Now I'm going to edit just for a little bit because I don't have much time before going to work, so I'm just going to try to be as much productive as possible before going to work. I already went to work, come back, it is now 9 minutes to 9 p.m. It is still sun outside, it's very strange. It feels that it is already the afternoon and not the evening, but I'm going to start to get ready to go to bed. But before it, I want to try to do the overnight oats. I know that probably most of people already tried that recipe and already made. I never did overnight oats and I never also tried. I have been wanting to find new things with the snacks. I feel that my snacks, they are always the same. Most of the time I'm not really sure what I should eat and I just eat like a fruit, but honestly it's not enough. Sometimes I need something with more consistent, you know. So I'm going to try to make these overnight oats and tomorrow I will try it and hopefully they'll taste good so I can make this recipe more often. I will do this very quickly and then I'm going just to take a shower, do my night skincare and go to bed. I just put oats, chia seed, I'm going to put a little bit of honey. And now I'm going to add some milk. Tomorrow when I try this, I'm also going to add some banana. Just to try to add some flavor. I already took a shower. I'm going to do my night skincare right now and I'm going to start my routine with my essence. I already showed you when I was doing the skincare haul. I really like this one, so I decided to repurchase it, but I already have other essence that I want to try, maybe that are a little bit more moisturized, but I really like this one. And now I'm going to use this iPad. When I finish this one, I'm going to use them as like acid from Anua. I like the texture of this serum, however, Obviously, since it's not an azelaic acid, it is an iPad. It doesn't work the same because it's not as strong. I feel that when I was using azelaic acid, my redness was better. It is not bad right now because I feel that keeping my routine, it really helps. And using vitamin C in the morning and sunscreen, it also helps. But when I use the azelaic acid, I feel that you couldn't see this redness in here. So when I finish this one, I'm going to try the azelaic acid from Anua. I heard wonderful things about that one. So I'm really excited and really eager to try. And you already know I'm going to use this eye cream for Haru Haru Wonder. I also repurchased this one, and this one I love it. I don't think I'm going to change the eye cream so soon because it is so moisturizing. The moisturizer that I'm using right now, it is from the same brand that Essence and the eye cream. I think it's very moisturizing. It is very good, and since it has some centella, it's great. I love that it also have peptides. However, even though I really love this moisturizing and I repurchase it, I feel that for winter it is not enough. For summer it is great. I don't feel that I need anything more moisturizing than this. I think it works very well. However, during winter I feel that I need something more, it's not more heavy, but something that it helps me to repair my barrier from the skin. And my favorite moisturizing that works wonderfully, it is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast that works wonders. I love using it during winter. However, I want to try other moisturizers and see if I can find another that I love as much and it is as good. I'm going to bed right now and I'm currently reading Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I started reading this book yesterday because yesterday I finished reading Throne of Glass and I really like it. I've been really liking this series. After reading ACOTAR, I thought that I would like read more fantasy and more books from Sarah J. Maas. So when I finished reading ACOTAR, I went to Vinted and I looked for someone that was selling the entire series of these books. And I found someone and I purchased all of them. Since I really loved reading ACOTAR, I knew I was going to like Throne of Glass. However, I was a little bit afraid that I was going to compare this series to the ACOTAR series, but for what I read right now, I feel that the stories are very different. Obviously, the writing style, it is the same because it is the same author. And when I start reading this one, and a little bit of spoiler, if you don't want any spoiler, just skip like 30 seconds. I knew I could not trust her first love interest in here, that I don't think is a really strong love interest. Like we have a little bit of romance between her and the crown prince, but I think it's not the same type of romance that Tamlin Ferry, that was like more stronger. Giving you just a little bit of a review of the ACOTAR series, I think I never gave that review in here. I really love reading ACOTAR. I read that entire series during February. When I was at home, I was always reading. I think I love it so much because I use it as a way kind of to escape reality. I feel like when I'm reading these books, I'm here in this universe, so I'm not in here. So I think that's one of the reasons that I really love it. But I really enjoy the story. I also really like it. Again, spoiler alert, but I really like it that the first love interest that we have in the first book is not the end game, because all the romances that I read, their first love interest, it is always the end game, or even though if they are in a relationship and you feel that there's some chemistry with the other person, you already know from the beginning who she's going to end up with. And I love that she did not end up with the first love interest in the first book. I really like that. I think it was a really good plot twist. However, I was not surprised. For me to be able to explain why it was not a surprise, I just wanted to show you how dumb I am. So I was reading, I'm just going to read the first book. I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses without reading anything about these books. A year ago, I saw a YouTuber that I follow talking about these books and this series, and she was giving her review. But between that time and now, I didn't remember much about the story besides being fantasy and romance. And I don't like to read the back cover. So I started reading this book, and when I read Fairy was hunting, I thought she was a he. And I reread the first chapters. I reread it, and I didn't find anything that in the beginning it shows that and it says that she's actually a she. So when Tamerlane appeared, I was a bit confused, and I was like, oh, okay, this is a gay romance. It's okay. But I was thinking, it's a bit strange because the review that I saw, I don't remember she saying that it was like a gay romance. Like, for me, it's okay, but I was just not expecting. And I only understood that this was not a gay romance because I searched Fairy on Google, which I do not advise you to do if you want to read this series. If you are reading the first book, don't search for Fairy in Google until you finish the second book because you will have major spoilers. So I look Fairy to try to see some fan art, and that's when I realized that she was actually a girl. She was a woman. And I also was very confused in the beginning in terms of how Tamerlane looked like. I think I searched how Fairy looked like because I was confused how Tamerlane looked like, because when he appears he has this animal look. He's half a lion, half... I don't remember exactly how he appears, but he doesn't look like a human. And when Fairy sees him for the second time already in his house, and she's like, oh, he actually looks very handsome with his blonde hair. I was like, doesn't he look like an animal? I was getting very confused, and that's my fault. I reread the first chapters, and there was a part that when they are talking about Tamlin, they say their human appearance, so that was my fault for thinking that he was going to look like an animal the entire book. So yeah, I searched for Tamlin fan art, and then I went and I wanted to search for Fairy. I had major spoilers. Obviously, I know, going to give you a spoiler again. From that moment, I knew she was not going to end up with Tamlin. And I was in the beginning of this book, and I was like, how she's not going to end up with Tamlin? And I keep reading this book, and I thought, no, I want her with Tamlin. I will not accept another love interest. She has to end up with Tamlin. I started reading the second book, and I was like, no, they have to work out. I do not accept that she was going to have a second love interest. That's not romances are written. You already know from the beginning who she was going to end up with. And when they start showing more reason, I was like, I'm starting liking you, but no, she still needs to be with them. And the moment that I was like, oh no, yeah, I prefer reason, was when I knew that Tamlin was not talking about his problems, so Fairy was not also talking about his problems. Let's be honest in here, they were both terrible communicating how they were feeling, and that's not good for a relationship. They really both need to get better at talking. And when I realized, oh yeah, I love reason, was when he was talking to Fairy and he was like, okay, I'm going to share something and you are also going to share something if you want, and he shares what he's feeling, and I was like, a man that talks about his feelings, I like him, I love him. And that's the moment when I realized that's what Fairy needed, and that is going to be a much better relationship. So in conclusion, I love reading ACOTAR, the entire series. I love it. Obviously, I'm not going to read A Throne of Glass as fast as I read ACOTAR, because I basically did anything else besides reading and going to work during February. So it's going to take me more time, even though I really just want sit in the sofa the entire day and read this series. I cannot do that. I'm not going to do that. But I've been loving reading every morning and every night, and I know that a book, it is really good when I rather read a book in the morning and at night instead of watching some videos on YouTube. Now I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to read this book.